games. No, I don't wanna play no games. No, I don't wanna hear your promises. You do you and I'll do me. That's just the way it is.
Boom.
Biddly, 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 bo. Yes, yes, yo. Here we go. Ain't nobody down round here. The clock watchers are in. The clout chasers back. You know what time it is. Get that badger in and on and over here. We had to move back to get his greatness in. What a result. 100% Farker. The 100% statement is now the chickens are already roosting or whatever the heck the phrase is. Coming home to roost. The chickens are coming home to roost. Can he take credit for it? We're not sure, are we? Obviously, you know, it's yet another point. 3 points for Parag ever since he stepped in. It's his fourth game in charge. We're talking 10 points from 4 games from my man Parag, which is remarkable. But 100% Farker still gets the accolade. He still gets to go and do his interviews like we know he does, which is lovely of Parag, the selfless man. But in all seriousness, he needs to take full credit for this turnaround. We had a little bit of a wobble. Sheffield United got the job done. Everybody played before us. And then we went and got the job done. Oxford ultimately didn't lie down. I thought they were pretty decent value. I know they didn't create too much, but they seemed up for it. We're really starting to dig in now, which is something that we've been asking for a long time. Like, first half I thought were really quite good, pretty dominant, had lots of ball, created a few chances. Aronson breaking into the box. Firpo and Bogle were getting in behind quite a lot. So it was an inevitability, really, that Solomon got his goal with the back post. Thought really well worked goal. Bogle breaking him down. Bogle and Firpo on like the inside of the edge of the box are just the killers out there. They're so relaxed. Lovely ball through from Bogle. What I really liked about that goal in general was the celebration, to be honest. I thought it was quite calm. Nobody got above the self. It wasn't like, I know eventually everybody got over to him, but it was very much like business. Like, that we're just here to pick up. We need a few goals today type of thing. I know we ended up with 1, but it was like, gentlemen, to business. We're not messing about. It was like, rather than us getting a little bit hasty or a little bit over the top, which I'm not saying we have done previously, but when Aronson scored in first minute, we're going over to the crowd and it's all pointing at your head and that, and that's not having a go at Aronson before everybody goes crazy. Although you'll all love having a go at Aronson. But I felt like it was quite calm and, as I say, business-like, and we're just going to sort of plod along and carry on. It's like, no, and now this is just a step in towards getting promotion. Ever since Parag stepped in, the players seem to have this aura of responsibility that they need to step in and get the job done as well. Maybe Parag just had that word and said, look, boys, if I step in, you can step in. We can all step in. The only person that can't step back in is obviously Farker. Second half, I did think we were up against it a little bit more, but they still didn't create much, and we still had that chance. Shame for Tanaka in the last few minutes when it rifled that shot from edge of box and it comes off at post. But I really did think that because that'd have sealed it off and just been quite a nice way to seal it off and made the result look a little bit more comfortable. Although I thought the result was convincing, but you do never know at 1-0. It can all go. It can all go wrong, can't it? Something stupid happens at one end, which I know since we've lost Meslier Silent S, less stupid things are happening in last minute, which is good. Darlow made a decent save. I think as good as I think Darlow's been ever since Parag stepped in, it's great that Darlow is in there. I do think we go slightly over the top, however good he has been. I just think we're going a little bit over the top on the basis that we're now not used to, Meslier Santos was proper up against it, wasn't he? Every cross that came in was like, even if he punched it away, even if he caught it, it was always like, you don't get credit for them when there's a mistake coming, basically. Whereas with Darlow, we don't feel as though there's a mistake coming. So it's like everybody's in pub, like clapping, like this is sensational stuff. It's like, well, it is really good, but it is sort of like standard stuff that keepers need to do. He has made good saves. I'm just trying to be jovial about the whole situation. I think he's been excellent since he's come in, and I'm delighted that he is our number 1 goalkeeper at the moment. Whether or not he's the Premier League goalkeeper or whatever is another discussion. And he's not particularly good with his feet. He got caught on ball. yesterday. I mean, it was in a good position how he'd sort of set himself up, but he did get caught. James off at bench was good. I thought it was interesting just to have him in squad, really. I know we'd said that Farker had said he'd probably be back for Monday, but they're really getting these players back. I do think they're monitoring it slightly, though, so, it's not... And James didn't seem to want to go into many deep sprints, did he? There was an opportunity for him where he normally just sets up to go, and he's got 60 yards in front of him, and it's my man Rodon just comes up by side of him. He just sort of lays it off, and then Rodon sets off up wing on a 60-yard run. Thought Rodon was absolutely sensational yesterday, and rightly so. Got the man of the match, and everybody on Twitter's going absolutely mental about him. He won 27 headers or something, I think. What I will say about Rodon, I don't want to bring the promotion party down. It worries me, the lordship that he's being promoted to on this basis. When we go up, I think the people that hero people invert the self, and then the Twitter lords will be the same people that said he's literally like the Messiah. The tacticos are the ones that twist it and go, we've built this up and now we can knock it down, because obviously the Premier League is going to be much, much more difficult for every single player, and I think Joe Rodon's one of our better players. So, but on a happy note, I'm just saying, you mark them words. Rodon is the first to fall. He'll go first by the fan base as soon as if he makes a couple of mistakes in Prem. I told you he was not Premier League quality. Like, well, no, I never said he was. I think he is 15th to 10th in the league. I think he can be a decent centre-back for us. I don't think he'll be as dominant as he is in this league. I don't think he's Van Dijk, for instance, and we are lauding him a little bit too much. But I'm up for it. I'm here for it. Let's have it. It was excellent yesterday. Solomon came off with a bit of a problem, but he said in his interview it was just cramps. I think it was just cautionary. Solomon's really turned up for us. To be fair, when he came off, I knew it wasn't serious because I saw him sort of like, I know you can't tell by people's mannerisms, but he's sort of just shaking his head at Farker like, no, I'm fine. So it was clear that it was, he was suggesting he was all right. He said that it was just cramp in the interview and he'll be back for Monday. He's really turned up for us past couple of games and all season, to be fair to him. He's been brilliant in patches, and then he's had little patches where he's not been brilliant, but it's his first proper full season back. And ultimately, whether he signs or not for us, he has, in the past 2 games, pulled it out of the bag for us. or certainly pulled it out for Parag. I think Parag's obviously got a special relationship with him, and he's made sure that he steps in, steps up, steps on, makes the steps to get us up. 4 points from 3 games needed now, straight into Monday now, which is a madness. It's Stoke, which I have a good feeling about us at home. We play first this time, so Burnley and Sheffield United are on at 5:30, and we're on at 3. It could be done by Monday, and if it's done by Monday, we won't. But all we'll have to do in the last 2 games is go and seal the title, which will be another 2 wins. Burnley looking strong. I think Burnley could drop points in the last 2 games. I think there'll be so many waivers, but really, ultimately, we want Burnley to go and get the job done, don't we? And then we're done. We're sealed. We're up top 2, and then we can push for the title. Get in. Overriding thoughts are get in. Parag has stepped up, stepped in, and on and over here.
I don't wanna play no games. No, I don't wanna play no games. No, I don't wanna hear promises. You do you and I'll do me. That's just the way it is.
Boom.